YouTube, we're going into the grand finals of the new pack. The new pack is insane, and with it comes the best new deck, which is Adventure Tenyi. Not Sword Soul, they're not playing Mo Yi, sorry. Mo Yi's gone, they kicked out Mo Yi, F for Mo Yi. It's now about the Tenyi, and that's the entire top two. So sit back, learn the brand new best deck, as both players are going to be playing it.
There can only be one winner. And you're looking at it. Let's go.
We're going to Christian Hauck Chainlink block with the old Lion so he cannot Ash Blossom. Let's have a deck on the screen of the Tenyi. Let's search the Tenyi and we'll have the deck. On the website, it's being called Rose Tenyi. Rose Tenyi is going to be the new best deck. This is it. Aurodon's going to tribute itself and a token to come forth and summon Olion. Olion plus the token is now going to make a Danglong. Danglong is going to search for the Omni Negate. That is going to be the 9-pillar. It requires you to have a Yangzing on the field, but when the Danglong is sent to the graveyard, it will summon another Yangzing from the deck. The Danglong is going to make itself level 7 by sending a level 7, and by becoming level 7 with the level 3 token, we're now going to make a Baron de Fleur Omni Negates. And we also have the 9-pillar Omni Negates. We have 2 Omni Negates right now. Danglong being sent to the graveyard, summoning the Chewin. The Ashuna, which was sent to the graveyard with the Danglong banishing to summon a Vashuda. We're now going to make Baxia. Baxia can pop a card you control to then summon a level 1 tuner from the graveyard to make Chao Feng. Chao Feng is going to be the Yangzing that will allow you to Omni Negate with the trap and also prevent your opponent from activating light monsters. Light monster effects cannot be activated. Hand, field, grave, it does not matter. And we got Negate, Negate. Maxi being chained to the Vashuda, special summoning onto the fields. The Vashuda will be able to return a card in the field back to the hand unless the Baron or the 9-pillar negates. Draw 2. Why not Pot of Greed while negating them? We have triple disruption right now. We're about to use one of them for the Vashuda. Vashuda attempting to return the Chao Feng back so that we could use light monster effects. Now we have only 2 disruptions. Light monsters cannot be activated, and we have an Omni Negate with the 9-pillar. Let's try again. 9-pillar, Negate. Now 9-pillar is going to destroy our Chao Feng, so we lose all our disruption. The disruptions are completely gone. He can now activate light monsters, and goodbye to the right. The Chewin's going to summon itself onto the field. The Chao Feng is also going to be adding an Ash Blossom. Well, I guess that's another disruption. By going to the graveyard, searching for a disruption, we could disrupt a Christian Hauck play, which is something that he might be doing here. He's going to negate the Rocks Rose from being able to search for the Basil Shoot, which would summon the Red Rose from the graveyard or the Rocks Rose back onto the fields. Come forth, making a Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur can pop a card in the field. We're under Max C. TTK, are you out of your mind? So many draws under the Max C. Can TTK come back after giving his opponent so many drawn cards, imperm negating the Baron de Fleur? Water Enchantress grabbing the Right of Adventure. That's going to at least give us an Omni Negate or a Draco back to return that back row back without committing to our normal summon. That's what's crazy about the Adventure engine. We now could deal with the field without committing. We're going to special summon an Ashuna, which requires us to have no effect monsters. That will trigger the Adventure to grab the Draco back. Then Draco back can be discarded with the effect of the Adventure to search for the Griffin, which will be the Omni Negates. Pay attention. Trigger the Adventure. Very good. This is when you want to Ghost Ogre or Blackout, negate the search, and not only did you negate a search, you negated 2 searches. Double search negated. Double search has been prevented by destroying it. Now what? We have not committed to the normal summon yet, and we now can make a level 10 synchro play, which will trigger the Red Rose Dragon to summon a Rocks Rose from the deck, which will then grab the Basil Shoot to then summon a level 3 tuner again onto the fields from the grave. Chang Ying. If we could have a card be banished, that will trigger the Chang Ying to banish the Baron de Fleur and a card in the grave. Christian Hauck has already been summoned, though, so what do we do? We already Hulk. We already Auroradon. What is going to be our play? Baxia's gone. Danglong's gone. No more Chao Feng. What are the extra deck cards to expect? We could... honestly, I don't really know. I don't know what he could do here. Because he's only going to be able to summon tuners. So what is his play? Jet Synchron, discard, and summon another tuner onto the field. We're not under the Shuna lock of worm-type monsters. He is sending to the graveyard to come forth and summon a Barricade Baraborg. The Barricade Borg blocker. That triggers the Chang Ying because the Jet Synchron. Jet Synchron is banished when it leaves the field, triggering the Chang Ying. Holy moly. Scar Black, that was a great idea. Great idea. Now, you might be thinking, what's the blocker for? The blocker is going to be helping you to make an Auroradon. So you can make another, if you don't have Jet Synchron on the fields because you were doing Red Rose plays, maybe your Hulk summon Red Rose instead. You could then, with the blocker, you can make with the Red Rose monsters to now make the Auroradon. TTK. Can we break the field? We have nothing in the graveyard that could help us. Special summoning Adhara. Adhara could add back Vishuddha, which could help break the field. But by banishing the Adhara to add the Vishuddha, the Chang Ying will banish the monk on the field. Thus, he would have to be able to make another monk. He's using Crossout Designate to just trigger his Chang Ying. That's it. Goodbye to the Adhara and goodbye from the graveyard. What else are we banishing? And you might as well, while triggering your banish, also banish a good card to be negating for the turn. Ashuna will not be activatable for the rest of the turn. It will be, but it will be negated. You're going to get all the deck lists, don't worry. At the end of the event, we're also going to do a $100 giveaway at the end of the grand finals through marbles. We're going to play marbles for $100. Jet Synchron, if we did not make a Crystron Hulk play yet, you could do Crystron Hulk with this card, but you need a card in the hand to discard to summon the Jet Synchron. If he had a card in the hand, he had Crystron Hulk. He had Hulk Auroradon. He could have popped off if he had just one card in the hand. One card. TTK losing game one. Scar Black up one, so TTK gets to go first. We're going to start off with the Water Enchantress, which could get Ash Blossomed. Do we Ash here? We don't see his field lighting up, so potentially has nothing activatable to that Enchantress. We have the Rite of Adventure. Now we're going to chain Maxi. We hid the delay of the Maxi by turning our toggle off. Very good. Konami recently made a change to the game where if you close the prompt of Maxi very quickly, it still shows your opponent that you have Maxi. Before, you were able to close the prompt so quickly that it wouldn't show, but now toggle off is the only way. Come forth and summon a token. Is it worth it to give him another draw with the Wandering Griffin Rider? It gives you Omni Negate for another draw. Because you already committed to this token, you might as well. Fateful Adventure is going to be searching for the Griffin Rider. Now, his field lighting up tells me that could be an Ash Blossom. Ash Blossoming, not the trigger effect, but the ignition effect to search your deck for a Griffin Rider. That could be a good Ash Blossom. Do not Ash the trigger effect unless you are specifically trying to stop the effect to search of the Draco back. Now, it's important to note that you actually should not give them another draw with the Wandering Griffin Rider if you deemed it necessary to not do so, because the Wandering Griffin Rider could summon itself during your opponent's turn, but only during the main phase. So if you're fearing the first card they activate at the start of the main phase being something that you need to negate with the Griffin Rider, then you want to Griffin Rider under the Maxi. Otherwise, just wait for your opponent's turn to summon the Griffin Rider when Maxi is no longer in effect. There we go. He is not drawing an additional card off of the Griffin Rider summon because he waited. Now, this is the Galaxy Tomahawk play. I outlined this play. Uh-oh. We're not going Galaxy Tomahawk if he's going to Maxi us. You get 2 level 7s onto the field, and that just essentially makes an Auroradon. Focus. Token Collector is a viable card to potentially main deck. Yes. Is it worth it? Gia, what are they calling this deck on our website? Are they calling it? They're not calling it a Rorodon combo, are they? No. Are we listing this as, what do you think? Should we call this Adventure Tenyi or Rose Dragon Tenyi? What do we call this deck on the website? Adventure Tenyi? Gia, can you do a poll when you have time? Gia's going to put a poll and you all will decide what it's called on the website. Vishuda banishing to return the token back, and without the token, you don't get to negate with the Griffin. No token, no negate. All right, we are negating the Vishuda. Be gone, Vishuda. The power of Adventure Tenyi being able to disrupt the field, clear the field with Vishuda, the Water Enchantress engine, just clear up the field, take out floodgates. We saw that power against Skill Drain. Very good. This is going to be close to how it's built. This will probably not be standard, but the majority, this is about 90% of what the deck looks like. Crystron Hulk is going to be negated by the Ash Blossom. Our own Wandering Griffin is no good. Wandering Griffin is not going to be able to negate unless we have an adventure token for our own side. Now, the Hulk, instead of just summoning a Jet Synchron, could have summoned also a Red Rose Dragon making a Baron de Fleur, then going to summon the Rox Rose into adding the Basil Rose Shoot into those two cards, could have then made the blocker, which could have then made an Auroradon, could have popped off that way. TTK down game one, so this is in his favor. With the Faithful Adventure, we could add the Griffin Rider from the deck back to our hand to negate again. Double the negate. Negate on your opponent's turn, add the card back. It's infinitely looping the negates. Come back to me, and with the Draco back, we could return a card on the field back to the hand. TTK very likely may just win this turn. We're going to chain Crystron Hulk to what? Summon the Danglong. Danglong is summon, or was special summon, add a Yangzing card from your deck to your hand. Not going to be too beneficial here, but it's better than nothing. This card is banned in the TCG. That's pretty much the best way to approach Master Duel is look at the decks that are the most heavily banned and restricted. Play that. Maxi Chain to the Griffin. We're going to be drawing just one off of that. Griffin Riders here. We are not summoning an attack position. We're going to be able to be Omni-negating, grabbing the 9 pillars of the Yangzing. This will be an Omni-negate. As long as we control Yangzing on the field to destroy, we will be negating. We're going to use the Draco back to return the Danglong back to the extra. Be gone. Now, returning the Griffin Rider is not going to be good because it just resummons. During the main phase, during either player's turn, it could special summon onto the field as long as you control no other monsters. And by returning the Wandering Griffin, if you were to have no other monsters on the field, that allows them to summon a Tenyi. So what you do have to be careful about with the deck is with the Tenyi and the Griffin Rider, you're going to be able to activate the Tenyi, special summon, but chain the Griffin Rider to summon with it. And then you could be making the Galaxy Tomahawk into a Auroradon, into the Danglong. It's all outlined in the video. If we Baron de Fleur try to pop the token, he will then negate with the Griffin, then we negate with the Baron, and then we 2-0 win. Wait, he didn't even do it. The token can't be destroyed. He's just going to attack it by battle. Okay. It not use up his negate. Even better. I was thinking he would maybe make more plays in main phase 1 than the Baron de Fleur. If the Baron de Fleur is going to be your only play, then this is better. And now that the Griffin's in the graveyard, you can't recycle the Griffin. And the token is only protected from battle destruction, not card effect. Wipe out the token. Oh boy. TTK, this is smelling like a 2-0. Activating Fateful Adventure. We are going to attempt to... Hey, you play 2. 2. Adventure Tenyi is a deck, more so than any other deck that would play 2 Griffin Rider. Call of the Grave is going to banish the Water Enchantress. You thought it was safe? Oh, he didn't play around Call of the Grave. Had he kept the Water Enchantress in the hand to banish, then he would not have been countered by Call of the Grave. I don't think there was another one in the graveyard. No, and then if so, you would have banished it. Rip. With 2 rights in the graveyard, the Water Enchantress could add it from the graveyard to the hand. he had to, this is the card that cost him. Had he discarded this card instead, he would have not been disrupted by Called. Baron de Fleur does have the ability to pop a card in the field. It also has its Omni Negate. Can we put 8,000 damage on the field? You have called, I have called, we both called. What is there to banish? Maxi. I don't think he has any more use for Maxi, but just in case we draw into a comeback next turn, if there is another turn, you're now not going to be able to Maxi me again. You only Maxi'd me twice. If you draw on you, ooh, not lethal. Bro, if he Ash Blossoms him when he could have banished that instead, I mean, what do you think? What do you think? Ash or Maxi, which one do you banish? We got Fateful Adventure. Do we play another Griffin ourselves? Yes. Oh, no, we're just ending. Fateful Adventure, end. But Baron de Fleur could... okay, it's using its pop. Baron de Fleur maybe should save its pop for the Griffin. What do we negate with the Crossout Designate? A big one. Maybe a Tenyi. We can't summon a Tenyi right now. Sword Sultaya. Sword Sultaya is a card that they normally play just one of. It is a card that you normally summon off of your Yazi. You get your Yazi destroyed, then you summon Taya. So, just in case you have that. Wait. Okay. Wait, Crossout Designate was negated? He negated? What? He negated the Crossout Designate? He called it correctly. He forced the negate. No way. Damn. That's exactly what I was gonna do. I was gonna Taya, and then you called it correctly. It's not over. We have Griffin. Baron de Fleur has no effect right now. It's vanilla, 3,000 attack. It's a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Taya is going to trigger the effect of the Faithful unless we're using the Ignition effect. We are going to grab the Draco back. Draco back's going to be able to return the Griffin back to the hand. What do we do? What are we making? Grandmaster into Protos. We already Emergence. We can't make Protos. We can Grandmaster into Long Yun. Do we have a Worm to discard from the hand to get Long Yunin? Ty is going to send a monster from the deck to the graveyard. I'm not sure if that's going to be relevant right now. It's going to be mostly dependent on what he sent Long Yun. Did you mean to add it? What? Did he accidentally? Whoa. That's you sent your search. You sent your search. And then he searched nothing. Okay, Water Enchantress, banish. No targets left. He sent his search. I mean, he's still going to win this. I think so. That's him passing priority. He's going to have to Griffin, Rider, block the lethal damage. Baron de Fleur can't pop. Baron de Fleur no longer can negate. Grandmaster already used its once per turn effect to search nothing. Woo! Not lethal. 2,800. Just a monster negate. You can do this. Baron de Fleur is jumping off the field to summon a monster from the grave. Are we summoning the Griffin Rider? Griffin Rider has no negate right now. It's vanilla. Vanilla 2,800 defense. What could TTK be drawing into? Scar Black with the Rite of Ares Mirror. You might be thinking, why didn't he use this last time? He'd normal summon the Taya. Taya normal summon. Activate the Taya. If you activate the effect of a normal summon monster, you cannot use the Rite. And just like that, we now have Omni Negate activatable to negate. And if he does negate the Adventure, Faithful could add the Griffin from the deck back to the hand. Draco back, return that set card back to the hand, negate it and research if needed. And that, I believe, is the end of this duel. Not even changing the battle position of his Griffin. Oh, wait, you had to summon in defense? 2K. Lethal Damage Adventure Tenyi is the winner. We're going to get you all the top deck lists of the Adventure Tenyi decks and all the Fluandereeze decks that topped in today's tournament. Meta Weekly Tournament. Let's get through the top deck list. This is going to be right before the $1,000 tournament. This is a qualifier tournament where they won $50 and also qualified for the big 1K. So make sure you show up to the $1,000 tournament. That's going to be July 17th, $1,000 tournament. Let's check out the decks real quick. This is with the new pack. So with the new pack, Sword Soul Tenyi, what happened to the Sword Soul Tenyi is already dropping in value. We have this accelerated. This is a percentage of tournament topping decks. And Sword Soul Tenyi only made one in the top 16. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Adventure Tenyi is just like Sword Soul Tenyi. No, it's not. It's not. And wait, we have Rose Tenyi without Adventure? How does that make sense? I'm going to have to see the deck list. This does not make sense to me. So we'll check it out. All right, starting off with the new way to play Prank Kids. This is Adventure Prank Kids. If you want to learn any of the decks on how to play them, I did make a good video for all these decks, the Adventure Prank Kids. It's very important to know the basic combo to protect you from getting Ash Blossomed. So it's very simple. Just watch the video, and that's going to be the best way to play Prank Kids. Now, let's go to the other duel, the other deck, Victinium. Playing Small World. Small World is going to banish a card from your hand, banish a card from the deck, and then you're going to be searching for a combo starter like Petites. Very good. Peria is playing Pure Salamangreat. Fuon. This is Adventure Tenyi. We got Adventure, we got Tenyi, playing 1 Griffin, 3 Ashuna. Okay, his extra deck's a bit crazy. Good job, Fuon. Moving on to Ali Sad, the only Sword Soul Tenyi in the entire event, or I should say in the top 16. Moving on, Dr. Arrhythmia with the DPE Adventure Phantom Knights, and he is playing Artifact Scythe combo. Very good. Let's make sure we have the full picture there. Cocoa Milk with, what the heck is that? Are you playing Majesty Hyperion in the main deck? Is that right? What? Why? Wait, what? Banish 1 agent from your hand, field, or graveyard? What? I don't understand this. Why are you playing this? Am I missing something that's not a typo? Cocoa Milk said I didn't. Fix it and fire Dev. All right, good job, Cocoa Milk, for cheating. Heartbreaker with Armed Dragon Adventure. Armed Dragon Adventure, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit here, then we're going to zoom in more. He's got the Galaxy Tomahawk, which will go into... Galaxy Tomahawk could either make an Auroradon, or it could make Samorg plus Union Carrier into infinite negates. Infinite negates with the Thunderbird plus the Apex Avian. Now I understand why this card is banned in the TCG, but they're still wussies for banning it. Damn. We have Cody. Cody with Adventure Tenyi. Let's look at anything that's non-standard in the main deck. Playing the Emergence into Protos Search. That is very good. The extra deck is more standard than the other one we looked at. Justinian. I don't know what we call your deck. It's just good stuff. It's based. It's chaos. It's adventure. It's a yes deck. Alan is playing triple. There can only be one. I think he was a little too crazy over the Fluandereeze, yeah? Fluandereeze. Now, they're missing the Advent Adventure, which helps search for Rabina. The deck is heavily reliant on opening up Rabina. You do have double pots to help search for your Rabina. The map also searches Rabina. The Terraforming searches for the field spell. The Book of Moon's good against Impermanence and Veiler. Well done. Well done. The extra deck's always going to be a mess. And Jax Leo. Jax Leo, he got first place of the last Meta Weekly, so I'm going to cut off the extra deck for now as we absorb this deck. He got first place, then top 4, added in the Adventure Engine, and you find the differences yourself. Very good. Now let's look at his extra deck. There's the extra. He's got the Union. I can't believe he's got room for the Union Carrier and the Buster Whelp. Let's zoom back out, go into another Eldritch deck. Anything interesting with this Eldritch deck? Let's move on. Second place, Adventure Tenyi. Adventure Tenyi, double Griffin, only one Ashuna. Wow. Good job, Titacon. Second place. And then first place, Scar Black Demon. Scar Black Demon, double Chewin because it is a Garnet. It has to be summoned from the deck with a Danglong. Cannot be summoned from the hand. One Jet Synchron. Some people might play two. 2-0 Lion. Very good. Triple Maxi, 43 card deck. Very good. Well made. And there you go. Adventure Tenyi, Rose Tenyi, combine them. That's technically the best performing deck, so that should be showing up on the tier list soon after some more results. And there you go. The first big tournament, Fluanderies, only one in the top 16. I'm disappointed. Fluanderies? What the heck? What the heck? Only one of you in the top 16? Now, I want to be, understand this. I did say over and over and over, don't say that I overhyped the Fluanderies. Do not say that. I'll ban you for misinformation. We're going to need this. I said this in every video. We need this to make it top tier. It's still going to be a good deck. It is a good deck, but it's not, maybe not the best top tier deck until we get this. Even this, it's not going to make it the best #1 deck, but it will be a solid top tier deck. And Prank Kid's only one in the top 16. That's disappointing. Adventure Phantom Knights, pretty good, at least 2 being in the top 16. I think Adventure Prank Kids, there should be more in the top 16, you would think. And we'll see through more events. We're going to have the big $1,000 tournament. A lot of people are possibly hiding their decks for the big 1K. And that's going to be it. MCS Meta Championship Series next week, Sunday. Show up, twitch.tv/Dkayed. Hajime.